How is everybody doing today? Michael Ligori here with Cathedral Stone Products. We're in Hanover, Maryland at the Cathedral Stone headquarters. Today we are shooting a demo video on how to create a custom tool to put striations into your repair mortar. So I often get the question from contractors who are working on site on where they can find a tool to match the existing striations on their stone, whether it be limestone or in this case terracotta. You'll find tools out on the market. These are from Michael's Arts and Crafts store. Nice spacing on all of these tools, but the problem is they don't necessarily match up with the existing stone, and so you're not going to have a uniform appearance. So with that being said, I found the most effective way to utilize a tool is to make your own. So this is just a flexible spackle knife. It could be any size. I particularly care for the smaller ones here. And you're essentially just going to hold this up to your existing stone and mark off the indentation of where each line starts. So I'm just going to use a fine point Sharpie, and I'm going to put these little lines in here. Okay, once you have your spackle knife marked up, the next step is going to be go outside, take your spackle knife and attach it to the vise, keeping it nice and tight, and then we'll come in with the Dremel tool and just notch these little black Sharpie marks that I made. Now we're going to have a custom tool to then be used on this M100 patch and put the lines exactly where they belong. Let's go outside. Okay, we're out in the shop now. We've got our spackle knife and our Dremel tool plugged in and ready to go. So now we're going to take this tool and get it nice and tight in the vise. You want to get it nice and low in the vise because I tried doing it earlier like this and I was getting too much vibration. So if we keep it low and tight, you'll have less movement of your tool. Okay, we got it nice and tight, and now I'm going to cut into each one of these black Sharpie marks. Okay, we've created all of our striation marks in our tool, and now it's time to go inside, screed our patches so they're flush with the profile, and then cut in our striation marks on our terracotta patch. Okay, so we've have our patch installed. It's been sitting for about an hour, so it's now time to screed and remove the excess. So we're going to just take this miter rod and ride it right on that M100 patch. You may be wondering why the repair doesn't match. In this case, we used a neutral color, and then we are going to do a potassium silicate coating on the repair to make it match. Okay, let me just grab this. Now I'm going to take my trowel here and just kind of smooth out the surface slightly. It is always important whenever you're doing any sort of surface tooling that you use a dry tool. Okay, we are not floating and floating and moving around a wet tool here. We are just smoothing out the surface slightly with a nice dry trowel. Okay, so we are now going to use our miter rod as our guide, and we are simply going to set this exactly square and ride this custom tool right along this sharp edge here. That's going to keep it straight. There's nothing worse than having striations that are, no good. Keep them straight, and you need a straight edge to do that. Okay. Okay, we got our lines in there. We're just gonna brush off the debris going in the direction of the lines. And now this patch is ready for coating. If you're ever up against something like this or any other challenges on a job site revolving around our product line, feel free to reach out to the email below. Thank you for watching.